Imagine being so popular that just showing up at a football game breaks the internet. That's exactly what happened when Caitlin Clark hit Lucas Oil Stadium. But you know what's crazier? While fans are going wild, Nike's acting like they've never heard of her. What's going on here? You'd think being a basketball sensation would mean big bucks, right? Not so fast. Caitlin Clark's fight off the court is even tougher than her game. What's holding back this rising star from getting her due? Let's talk about the real story behind Caitlin's success. Sure, she's breaking records and making headlines, but there's a battle brewing behind the scenes. Clark isn't just dominating on the court, she's leading the charge for better pay in the WNBA. Can you believe it? The league's hottest player is having to fight for fair compensation. Here's the deal. Caitlin's pointing out that her games are selling out left and right. We're talking packed arenas, crazy ticket sales, and a ton of new revenue for the league. You'd think that would translate to bigger paychecks, right? Well, not exactly. Get this, Clark actually asked the WNBA for spot bonuses for players. You know, a little extra cash for those bringing in the big crowds. Seems fair, doesn't it? But the league shut her down fast. They said something about collective bargaining agreement. It's like they're hiding behind paperwork instead of recognizing the value their stars bring to the table. Now, let's put this in perspective. The former president of the Indiana Fever dropped some mind-blowing numbers. Caitlin's games are pulling in over 17,000 fans. That's insane. We're talking sold-out arenas every time she steps on the court. It's clear as day that she's not just playing the game, she's changing it. You know what's even crazier? People are comparing Caitlin's impact on women's basketball to legends like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods. Yeah, you heard that right. She's not just a great player, she's a game changer for the entire sport. New fans are pouring in, the energy is through the roof, and it's all because of Clark's electrifying presence. But here's where things get frustrating. Despite all this hype, all these sold-out games, and all the new fans she's bringing in, Caitlin's still hitting roadblocks when it comes to fair pay. It's like the league doesn't want to admit how much she's worth. Can you imagine Michael Jordan in his prime not getting paid what he deserved? That's basically what's happening here. This isn't just about Caitlin though. It's about the whole WNBA. These women are out there giving it their all, bringing in crowds and growing the sport. But when it comes to payday, they're getting the short end of the stick. It's a problem that's been around for years. But now, with stars like Clark shining so bright, it's impossible to ignore. Just when you thought Caitlin couldn't face any more hurdles, there's a $2 billion bombshell. The league's swimming in cash, but the players? They're still treading water. What's really going on behind the scenes? You heard that right? The WNBA just scored a massive $2 billion media rights deal. That's some serious cash flowing into women's basketball. But here's the kicker. While the league's bank account is bulking up, players like Caitlin Clark are still fighting for fair pay. It's like finding a gold mine and handing out copper pennies. Let's break this down. The WNBA's got this huge new deal, but where's all that money going? Players and fans are asking the same question, and they're not happy with the silence they're getting in return. It's like the league struck oil, but forgot to tell the drillers. Think about it. Caitlin's out there breaking records, selling out arenas, and bringing in new fans left and right. You'd expect her to be rolling in endorsements and bonuses, right? But nope, she's still battling for basic recognition of her value. It's like watching a superstar play on a high school court. The talent's there, but the setup's all wrong. And it's not just Caitlin. The whole league's feeling the pinch. These women are elite athletes, the best of the best in their sport. They're putting on incredible shows night after night, but when payday comes, it's like they're getting shortchanged at the ticket booth. Now, here's where things get really weird. You'd think with all this new money and attention, the WNBA would be shouting Caitlin's name from the rooftops, right? But guess what? There's been no official announcement about her Rookie of the Year award. It's like they're playing hide and seek with her achievements. Some folks are even saying, they don't like Caitlin Clark, bro. They don't like the attention she's been getting. Can you believe that? It's like the league's afraid to celebrate its brightest star. What's up with that? Are they worried about other players' feelings? Or is something else going on behind the scenes? This whole situation's got fans scratching their heads. You've got a league that just landed a $1 billion deal, a superstar player who's changing the game, and crickets. No big celebration, no fat bonus check, not even a hey good job tweet. It's like throwing a party and forgetting to invite the guest of honor. And let's not forget, this isn't just about Caitlin. It's about every player in the league who's out there giving it their all. These women deserve fair contracts and a decent slice of the pie they're helping to bake. As one fan put it, at the end of the day, these ladies deserve fair revenue and fair contracts. Couldn't have said it better myself. You know what's really weird? While everyone's talking about Caitlin Clark, there's there's one big name that's strangely quiet. Nike, the king of sports marketing, seems to have forgotten about their rising queen. What's causing this marketing powerhouse to bench its potential MVP? Seriously, it's like Nike's playing hide and seek with one of the hottest names in basketball right now. You'd think they'd be plastering Caitlyn's face on every billboard from here to Mars, but nope, it's radio silence from the swoosh. Fans are noticing, and they're not happy. People are scratching their heads, wondering why Nike isn't showing Caitlyn some love. I mean, this is the same company that's all about celebrating top athletes, right? So what gives? It's not just that Nike's not talking about Caitlyn. They're actually pushing other players instead. Get this, they've been running ads for Asia Wilson while Caitlyn's sitting on the sideline. It's like they've got their priorities all mixed up. This whole situation is making people ask some tough questions. Is Nike dropping the ball, or is there something else going on behind the scenes? Some fans are even saying it's looking real fishy with Nike. They have not been posting her whatsoever. When your own fans are calling you out, you know something's not right. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about Caitlyn Clark or Nike. It's shining a spotlight on how women's sports and female athletes are promoted. Or should I say, how they're not promoted. Think about it. We've got this incredible athlete who's changing the game, bringing in new fans, and making women's basketball more exciting than ever. And one of the biggest sports brands in the world is, what? Sleeping on her potential? It doesn't add up. Some people are wondering if there's more to this story. Is Nike playing some kind of long game we don't know about? Are they waiting for the right moment to unleash a massive Caitlyn Clark campaign? Or have they just completely misread how big of a star she is? Whatever the reason, it's clear that Nike's silence is more than just a marketing decision. It's like a mirror reflecting bigger issues in how we treat women's sports. You've got to wonder, if Caitlyn Clark was a male athlete with the same kind of impact, would Nike be this quiet? I think we all know the answer to that. So where does this leave Caitlyn? She's out there breaking records, selling out arenas, and changing the face of women's basketball. But one of the biggest names in sports endorsements is acting like she doesn't exist. It's a head scratcher for sure.